It's time to see what Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Deadpool are doing on Christmas? I think Deadpool's confused. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues, then I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand that I read them dramatically back to you. All directions to the panel section images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Alright guys, it's time for your holiday specials. You see, even the team at Comic Story needs to get a couple of days off a year, and because of that, we're going to be bringing you all of these holiday videos with basically taking your favorite superheroes and telling you what they did during the holidays. That's my intro. Today we're going to be doing Spider-Man and Deadpool. Let's kick it off. To start with, for Spider-Man Miles Morales, we're going to be looking at a weird alternate universe where Galactus replaced Santa. That's not weird. Now, it was another Christmas Eve as Miles Morales and his friend Genki sat in the mall watching all of the children line up to tell Galactus the things that they want for Christmas. As the two of them leave, Genki asks Miles if he really still believes in Galactus. And he tells him, of course he still believes. You can't be serious. Galactus, big guy who comes down once a year, bringing gifts to the nice and coal or devourment to the naughty? But Miles tells him, we do live in a world of fantastic things. We have monsters, Norse gods, and literal magic. So a guy who shows up once a year to give out a gift is kind of worth believing in. Just as Miles is about to say, especially today on, his sentence is cut short as Fing Fang Foom shouts, Christmas Eve! It is the one day that the heroes leave New York to go be with their precious families, leaving the city unprotected from Fing Fang Foom! Genki then says that they can have dinner later, he should probably go handle that, and Miles runs into an alley to change. Moments later, Miles swings in telling Foom, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good fight, and he kicks Foom in the eye. Foom shouts, Insect! Why are you not at home with your parents, or girlfriend, or boyfriend, if I have not made an unproblematic assumption there, or... And Miles webs his mouth shut before he can say anything else. Foom begins breathing his acid breath, stating that his webs are useless against me. And he continues shouting, I know all of the songs in this city all too well, like how New York is one heck of a town, and while the Bronx is up, the Battery down, the people ride in the ground, and these are all the weaknesses that I can exploit. Miles tells him that he can't let him have it, and he webs up Foom again. Foom says, I really don't see what you're attempting to accomplish with the web. Neither you or the other Spider-Man can hold me down with webbing, so... And just then, Miles slingshots himself onto Foom's face and releases an electric shock, knocking him out. Miles then says, thankfully, he doesn't have to do that again. There is only one of him. However, as Miles finishes his sentence, a voice interrupts him, stating, Ahem. And there stands Red Skull, MODOK, and Thanos. The three of them move in, and Thanos says, Your electric toys don't bother us, Arachnid. Miles tries to tell him, wait, listen. Actually, I can't think of a way to finish that sentence. Miles then goes on stating, I'm pretty sure all three of you could probably beat me up, but why prove it? How about we all just go home peacefully until, you know, like the Avengers show up or something, or the Guardians, or the Defenders, or heck, I can even write a letter to Galactus, and then suddenly there's a giant stomp on the ground next to everyone, and Galactus towers over them, and Red Skull shouts, Retreat, fools! Retreat to fight another day! But before the three villains can run off, they pop out of existence, and Galactus says, Do not worry, I sent them home to their families, whom all despise them. Happy holiday, losers. Galactus then picks up Miles, telling him, You have shown that the holidays are not supposed to be about sitting on my knee and asking for presents with my cosmic power. Instead, you've shown kindness, love, and just being nice and chill to people. Miles tries to say thank you, but Galactus continues, stating, Well, that's half the spirit anyway. The other is satisfying your endless hunger. I was real big into that. Anyway, you spend all of your time getting punched so other people don't have to. So I'm gonna put you way up on my nice list, dude. After getting down, Miles says, Before I go, I need to get a picture so that everyone will believe that you actually... But as Miles pulls out his camera, Galactus is already gone. Moments later, a news reporter runs in asking, How did he do it? How did he defeat all four villains? And Miles tries to explain that actually he had help from the almighty Galactus. And the reporter says, Honestly, if he was here, I would have seen him. So seriously, I need a quote for the website. Later that night, Miles reads the headlines of how Spider-Man saved the city on Christmas Eve with the help of Galactus, even though everyone knows that he's not real. He lays in bed thinking about how no one else could see him, and now all these cosmic villains are all up in his grill. Merry Christmas. As Miles begins to fall back to sleep, a giant finger pokes into his bedroom and zaps his stocking on the wall. And in it, Miles will find new web shooters and new web fluid with an anti-acid formula. that was an interesting alternate universe. That's about all I can really say about that one. Make sure everyone who's watching this video, you're nice, because if you're naughty, apparently Galactus will, eradicate you or warp you back to a family that doesn't like you. So you might want to be nice. I definitely recommend that. Let's go ahead and move on to Deadpool and his story, Deadpool-oween. Now, when Deadpool heard that there was a holiday special Marvel issue, he wanted to jump right in there. He wanted to be a part of this holiday issue, except one problem. He did not have one that kind of themed well with these holidays. So instead, he has a nice Halloween story for you. So enjoy Deadpool's Christmas Halloween story. It's just another night for Wade Wilson as he sits at home in his underwear watching Elvira, mistress of the dark, when he hears a knock on his door. Wade begins to think, who the hell is at my door? Like ever. So just to be safe, Wade grabs a bat and he jumps in front to say, kids in costumes. And he tells them, sorry, I know I look like a moist molded Charisse part-timing at an exquisite strip club during the fall classic, which probably isn't sitting too well with them. But hey, at least now you have something scary to aspire to. Cause seriously, your costumes are pitiful. Like really, a little effort would go a long way. Kids, I'm embarrassed for you. Wade then asks, so why are you all dressed up goofy anyway? I have my reasons, but what's your sad excuse? New York Comic Con? The little boy in the Iron Man costume says, well, it's Halloween. Wade runs back inside to check the calendar and thinks, he's right. That would explain why there's a sudden uptick in Elvira's cleavage on TV. He then tells the kids not to move. He needs to try and find some candy for them. A few moments later, Wade returns holding razor blades, thumbtacks, broken glass, and he tells them, here you go. The kids run off, so Wade sees their loss and eats it. Wade then decides that he should go out and enjoy the festivities of Halloween by kicking kids out of his way to get candy, leaving a flaming bag of dog poo at Xavier's school, and then beating up kids who stole other kids' candy to steal it from them. But as Wade returns home to enjoy his hard earnings, he notices a crowd of people dressed like him. The crowd begins to shout his catchphrases, and he begins to think about how just because he was in one movie, everyone dresses like him. He better be getting royalties for this. While punching his way through the crowd, Wade then notices why there are so many of them. There's a Deadpool costume contest, which now he must enter. The contest is being hosted by none other than Squirrel Girl, who currently is being heckled by the audience. Someone shouts that they like her ear nut earrings and asks if they can nibble on them. Squirrel Girl then throws 2 nuts at the guy, telling him that he can look but he can't touch these. Wade then says that he's starting to like the girl a little more now, and that he pats a guy's butt for his nice leather boy costume. Squirrel Girl then hands Wade his entry number, and he asks, shouldn't he automatically win? She tells him, yeah, him and the rest of the people here. Soon all of the entries gather on the stage to show off their costumes, and then they begin dancing. But while Wade gets more angry that he hasn't won yet, Squirrel Girl's squirrel, Tippy Toe, sees some nuts. Tippy Toe jumps down and then suddenly is grabbed. Wade looks over to see that, oh my god, there's a real leather boy. He should have put it together. That wiener is the one who killed the girl's first squirrel, Monkey Joe. Wade then grabs the microphone, shouting that if any of the sad excuses for him want to clinch the win, they can do so by securing the rodent from a half-naked man running towards the exit. No? Well then let the real Deadpool please step forward. But first, Wade kicks down all of the people in the costumes just because it's so satisfying on such a deep emotional level, and then he throws the mic hitting Leatherboy. Tippy Toe breaks free and jumps back over to Squirrel Girl, and Wade then takes Leatherboy outside and ties him to a tree. He then says that he thinks Mighty Joe might still have some friends who want to express how they feel, or it might just be the pumpkin seeds. Anyway, bye! Back inside the costume area, Wade then asks, what does he win? And Squirrel Girl says his photo posted on their blog and Eternal Warm Fuzzies for doing something really nice. Gross. But before Wade can continue his rant as to why saving her furry little sidekick with such a terrible name means that he should at least get a falafel, Rogue appears. She tells Wade that they have a mission, except it's the wrong Wade. And Wade then shouts, you can't even tell that I'm the real Deadpool? My costume's way better. Rogue then says, oh, either way, if I stay any longer, I'm going to vomit. Be at the theater in 10, later, losers. Wade then turns back to Squirrel Girl and asks, so about this prize? And she tells him, well, he can't win. He's actually Deadpool. Wade then asks, well, what do I get? And moments later, Wade walks out with a minimum effort award and says, man, Halloween. And that concludes what Spider-Man was doing on Christmas and what Deadpool was doing on Halloween. I don't think he got the memo properly, guys. Maybe Marvel should clarify that next time. Don't forget, if you like this video and you like us reading comic books dramatically back to you, please go ahead and subscribe. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram @ComicStorian. We love the chat.